welcome to episode 12 of GameDropZone's Dropcast. I'm your host Carl Shimon, joined by our heliphobe, Matthew Kershaw.
I'm not a heliphobe. I sexually identify as an attack helicopter. You're the heliphobe here.
I prefer transport helicopters like the Chinook.
Or the Cargo Bob, that's a really cool one.
Oh, fucking Cargo Bob, you're not allowed to fly. I'm revoking your vehicle privileges.
Don't know, if you see me fly in GTA, I crash into everything. If you see me fly in Battlefield 4, I run people over and crash into everything. I'm great.
It's still bad though. You always tell me to bail as we hit the floor, as the respawn screen is loading and I'm ready to pick my load out. You're like, oh, you should have bailed out there. Useful.
Yep.
So, I just had this startling revelation, just a moments before we started, that Pokemon Shuffle is out the day of recording, which is not the day it'll go up. So I just completely spoiled the illusion.
Can you hear the shock and surprise in my voice?
Shock. Oh, fucking... I'm looking at these screenshots. There's an Eevee and his face is wet. Squirtle, match 3 all over him. Shot his wad onto Eevee's face, you know what I'm saying? Water. Gun.
Thing is, Eevee's a normal type Pokemon, so it's not a very effective move. So, it doesn't really matter.
What moves does Eevee have by default? Is it just like Tackle, Sand Attack, and then eventually gets like Crunch or something?
Yeah, Eevee's not a very good Pokemon. But it evolves into Umbreon, which is one of the best Pokemon.
Yeah, you're right, but like nothing on Absol. Is Absol in Pokemon Shuffle?
I don't know, I don't play Pokemon Shuffle. Nobody outside of Japan plays Pokemon Shuffle.
You're going to review Pokemon Shuffle? You are anime and manga editor, after all.
On my non-existent 3DS, yeah, great.
You don't need a circle pad to match 3, dude. All you need is your finger and, I don't know, a lust for Pokemon. Anyway.
Hang on, why am I the anime and manga expert here?
Because you are, that's you live and breathe that shit.
Oh, of course.
You're into wrestling and pointy faces.
No.
I'm into the second one, but wrestling sucks.
Yours. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Fuck Chibi, am I right?
What? Oh, yeah, the All-Star Chibi. Yeah, I don't like Chibi.
Yeah, it's wank. Anyway, what have you been playing? What video games have you been playing?
See, I was dying 2 weeks ago, just lying in bed, nothing to do, and I decided, I'll just put on, like, a random YouTube video, and it ended up being Civ, and so now I spent 50 hours in the past 2 weeks playing Civ 5. As you do, Do you
feel like you've accomplished anything by playing it?
I bought Brave New World, and I've played like 3 hours of it, and that's about it. I've not accomplished anything.
The problem I have with Civ is, I feel like I get nowhere, accomplish nothing, and I'm no different from when I finished than when I started. It's like, yeah, I've got these new cities, but like, I'm still using spearmen.
I really enjoy it. Like, I enjoyed the politics to some degree, but the AI's like really dumb, and they'll just be like, yeah, we're best friends, I'm gonna demand all this stuff from you, and if you say no once, I declare war on you. Super dumb, but it's
yeah,
really
I feel
fun.
Like I know this is like, you shouldn't be able to predict the AI, but I feel like it's so random at some point that it's just like not fun.
Oh, but
I feel
it can be fun when it's random. Like, before I bought Brave New World, I put like probably 10-15 hours into one game, just going like slow,
right.
And the Celts that were right near me decided to wipe everybody off the face of the earth, but they declared friendship with me, so I was like, okay, I'm safe. And then, a couple turns later, a massive army is on my borders, and they say they've been lying to me just to get close, and now they're going to wipe me out. And I had no army, so I spent, like, hundreds of years in game just holding off this massive Celtic army, just shoving out, like, riflemen, and sacrificing them to slow their progress down. It was great.
Yeah. The problem I have with that is, like, you kind of have to conquer people, don't you? Like, to make actual progress. You can't, like, politically maneuver people into your control or anything.
Yeah, well, apparently you can do that in Brave New Worlds, but I've not played enough of it to really look at it. I was instead of getting Brave New World, I was originally just going to get Beyond Earth, but then I read your review on www.gamedropzone.com and decided against it. Shill, yep.
Yeah. It's I have similar problems with all the Civ games, so it's nothing new.
Yeah.
But I am excited about Starships. The next game from Sid Meier.
I still don't know what that is. You said it was kind of like XCOM, so I've gone back and I've started playing XCOM now.
Yeah, XCOM's great. Well, they're doing like a series, I think, every week. Sid Meier sits down, answers questions about it, and shows off stuff about it. and it is hex based, so it's like Civ in that sense. But there is like a line of sight rules, things like that. You're an admiral in charge of a single fleet, and there's like missions and stuff. So it seems to be somewhere between the two,
Right.
between Civ and XCOM.
I don't see how it's like XCOM, because XCOM was always cool to me, where you've got these soldiers that you could rename and customize slightly, and you kind of bond with them, and you kind of like want them to live. Like, since I've gone back and played XCOM, I decided to start a new file, but on my old file I totally had like a Kyle Shimon who got shot multiple times and had to restart missions just to keep you alive in it. It's like, spaceships isn't the same thing. What am I going to have? I'm going to have like the HMS Shimsy, and that's going to get blown up, and I'm going to be like, okay, it's just a spaceship.
I think it's totally the same though. Like, it literally, because of that. I don't know if there's permanent death though. That's the one thing. I think they mentioned it, and I'm not sure if it's there. But you do definitely customize and rename and build these spaceships.
Is there a wall?
You've only got one.
Is there a wall of listing all the dead people that play sad Scottish music? Because that was always good in XCOM.
Yeah, maybe. I think there'll be. That's what I mean though. I don't know if they die permanently, because it's such a different thing, isn't it? You've got like. I think the idea is that you build these ships and accrue this fleet over the course of hours, whereas in XCOM you can get new units instantly. You just hit the new unit button, they'll be shit, but you've got a base unit, so. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I think it builds upon Beyond Earth, with the affinities and things.
Yeah.
I think that's the link, is the affinities, but...
Anyway,
it seems cool.
Yeah, I've been playing Civ 5, and then I went back and started to play... I finally finished Mass Effect 2 again, I started playing Mass Effect 3. But then I've messed up my save by accidentally sleeping with Trainer when I was trying to romance Garrus.
So how did you do that exactly? How did you accidentally sleep with Trainer?
So she came into my room, wanted to play chess or whatever, and she was talking about the shower, which I thought was kind of weird, so I was like, okay, I'll let her use my shower. There was an option to join her in the shower, and I went, what's happening? Clicked it, and yeah, she totally just walked in and started making out with Trainer in the shower.
Yep.
As Garrus was calibrating downstairs.
Do you reckon he somehow knew? Like, he was mid-calibrations, he made a mistake, and just looked up at the ceiling and knew what was happening.
He just looks up at the ceiling, grins, and goes, nice. Yeah. But,
no.
Yeah, I didn't realise
Garrus, what are you doing?
I didn't realise that, stops you being able to romance Garrus, because I carried on playing for a couple hours, and then I went and did that thing on top of the Presidium, where you shoot bottles with him.
Oh,
and there wasn't any romance dialogue, so I knew that there was a problem with it. And so, now I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you should just carry on, because Trainer is more interesting than Garrus.
Yeah, she is.
Garrus is kind of like... It gets better, but, I'll never forgive them for Mass Effect 1, because he was so garbage in that.
Mass Effect 1, he was garbage. Mass Effect 2, he's, super shy and, not confident, which I didn't like. In Mass Effect 3, he's slightly better.
Well, he did literally, spoilers, get, half his face blown off by a gunship within the first time you meet him, so... I can understand why he'd be a little bit...
I didn't realise you could totally play that game and not recruit Garrus. Or you can recruit Garrus as the last person. You can totally have, Tali and Legion going to get Garrus, and there's different dialogue for that.
I thought you had to... Yeah, probably right, isn't it? Because once you've got, a certain amount of people in each area, you can initiate, the Horizon mission and stuff, can't you?
Yeah.
Just progress the story that way. Yeah.
It's cool. Weird. You can just miss out characters.
Because I guess all you need is Miranda and Jacob, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like in Mass Effect 3, you're going to get either Ashley or Caden, and then Liara, either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Vega, obviously.
See, I really like playing through Mass Effect 3 again, just hearing all the choices. I did the Tuchanka mission, and I managed to successfully cure the genophage, keep Eve alive, and Rex is in charge. But there's if Rex died in Mass Effect 1, then Reeve takes over in Mass Effect 2, and then in Mass Effect 3 he doesn't want to unite the clans, and if you didn't save the Malin's data from Mass Effect 2, then Eve dies during the experiments. It's there's so many different outcomes to it depending on what you've done in Mass Effect 1 and 2. It's really cool just to read all the different little changes that can happen.
Have you had Rex alive, but then not cure the genophage?
No.
Lie to him?
I like the
Oh my god, it's so good.
I've seen the scene where he confronts you on the Citadel.
Yeah. Yeah, gets shotgunned down by Bailey.
See, it's so cool. I was trying to play as a bad guy in this one, but I cannot, like, condemn an entire race of people.
Really?
No.
I can't not do it. I always play as evil.
But Rex...
But I always try to maneuver it so I get the Geth and the Quarians at the end.
Yeah, I want to try to do that.
That's just smart. But yeah, the Solarians are so much cooler.
No, they're not.
Their bodies are like concave almost. They're so cool. The chests kind of fold in. But
anyway...
Yeah, so have you just been playing them?
Pretty much. Just saving Mass Effect, that's about it. I played that weird Cherry Tree High game the other day.
Oh.
Didn't last very long.
No, I'm waiting for part 2. You haven't even got through the first episode yet.
I'm not going to make any more content on that.
Why not? You've got like 6 sub-episodes to get through.
You have no idea how painful that was.
No, it seemed doubtful.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was not well written. It was not interesting in itself.
Yeah. What have you been playing?
Oh, everything. Do you want to start with Evolve?
Oh, yes.
Maybe?
Yeah, let's start with Evolve.
That's an exciting one. The review's up on that. 3 out of 5. I didn't really care for it, as you can imagine. There's things I like about it. Like, I think the inter-class play is really good. But there's not a lot of game there. And most of my time in a mission was, spent running around, looking for things, leaping over things, and then chasing HUD elements. So it's like, it's not exciting. It's not interesting.
Yeah, it didn't look interesting from what I saw, so I just gave it a miss.
No, it was painful to play. Review because I had to put.
You played it with somebody as well, so it's not like you were just playing single player and that was boring.
Yeah, I played some of it on my own. I started by playing single player because I thought I want to play all these classes at least once. Have a basic understanding of the strategies before I go online. And then when I went online, I'm playing with like assholes who fucking don't use any of their abilities. I'm like, why are you playing as the medic then if you refuse to heal me? Like, that's your one role in battle. And they were real players. Whereas if I play with bots, they're better because they just do their role really well. They stay near you.
Yeah.
So I actually had a better experience with bots than I did with people. And then on the day I went to do recording footage for like screenshots, hot GIFs, and video stuff and things, I couldn't get into a game at all.
Really?
Refused to do matchmaking. It just kept giving me like, I would wait like 5 minutes, maybe more, on this like match searching screen. I wouldn't get anything, so I just ended up going in the bot mode and recording it there. So.
What is this Halo Master Chief Collection?
That's what I said this in the review. I said I'm having these problems. You do the sign-in screen at the start that every Xbox game has, and it'll just like occasionally glitch out or freeze or kick you back to dashboard. But I've had that in so many other games on the Xbox. I don't know whether to complain about the game or the Xbox itself.
Yeah.
So it's and then of course there's the sketchy business, isn't there? Like, was it £60-something worth of skins and DLC?
Yeah,
at launch?
That's not very good.
It's whatever. See, you don't unlock enough in the game, I don't think, to make it interesting. So you could argue that if the skins and stuff were in there, because I think you unlock one skin for each character after hours of play with that character. But I think like the part where you buy the season pass and you don't get any of that is kind of horrible.
Wait, that stuff isn't in the season pass.
No, in the season pass you get 3 monster skins straight away, and then you get 4 new characters when they come out later.
Oh,
characters will be either £7.50 each or $7.50. I don't remember what currency, but yeah, it's a $20 season pass. But there is a free monster coming. I've got a code for it, so I assume if you don't have the pre-order code, then you're gonna have to buy it yourself. Which can't wait to check that out.
It's made by 2K, isn't it?
Yeah, it's made by Total Rock. At least some of the minds behind Left 4 Dead.
Well, like, what is it with 2K just putting out shit games? Like, 2K15 was abysmal. This just seems... Evolve just seems, like, sketchy and bad.
Yeah. Didn't 2K15 have, like, some accelerator or something?
Yeah, a day one thing that you can purchase and you don't have to play any of the story modes. You just unlock everything automatically. And you can't change character stats without buying the accelerator.
Oh, fucking Jesus.
And 2K15's awful because there's only 25 creator character slots. You can't make divas. And
that seems vaguely sexist.
Yeah, and what else was there? You can't customize characters as much as 2K14. Like, if you want to make, like, a different Roman Reigns, you have to use the Roman Reigns body. You can't stick like Roman Reigns' head onto something else. There's no like. It's basically just worse character creation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you can only download like 5 things a day as well.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's such a weird. Is it just like server costs? They don't want to run enough servers.
I don't know, but
do that shit.
Clearly, they're earning enough money because the DLC they're pumping out for that game is just the same stuff over and over again. As of right now, there are 2 DLCs out. One is the one more match story, or not story mode. Is it like season mode, something like that?
I've seen the trailers, but yeah.
And that's come out, and there's also the Hall of Pain story mode. And after those 2 DLCs, there are now 4 Randy Ortons in game, 3 Sheamuses, 2 Mark Henrys, and 2 Daniel Bryans. So they're not producing any new content really. They're just pumping out different Randy Orton skins and DLCs.
Yeah. Well, look, let's be honest. The wrestling games have never been good, but this just seems like lazy at a point, doesn't it?
It's just awful.
I heard what's the name of the basketball game?
NBA.
Yeah, I've never played them, but the last few years I've definitely had fucked online, I've heard.
Yeah.
Like, it just hasn't worked at all. At least at launch. I don't know if they've patched it later, but I've heard lots of problems with that. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. So
especially when you feel like they're making a gambit to be a big publisher, like
yeah.
They have Rockstar there as well. Like I can't remember which one's the parent company. It's either Take-Two. I think Take-Two is the parent company.
Yeah.
Off 2K and all the Rockstar branches, and it's like GTA 5 sold 45 million units now.
Really? On
since it's been on the new consoles. Oh no, on all generations.
Oh right.
And hasn't even launched on PC yet. But like, let's be honest, the PC's not going to sell anything near that.
Yeah.
It might sell like 4 copies.
So, what else have you been playing? I suppose from just Evolve.
What else have I played? I've been messing around with a lot of phone games because I have a phone and a lot of time when I'm not near a TV. So playing a few here and there, which is always annoying because I only have a 16 gig phone, so it's like I have to uninstall one before I download one every time. I'm trying to think. I played a bit of Apotheon, which I haven't shown you yet, but I'm hoping we can do some video content off at some point. Came out a couple of weeks ago. That's that side-scrolling Greek pottery style game.
That's a game. When you said Apotheon, I thought you were like sneezing.
No, it's a Greek, you uncultured fuck. But
hey, I'm playing Greece in Civ 5 at the moment, so obviously I know more than you.
Alexander's not Greek. He's Macedonian. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I played a bit of that. I'm trying to think. I played many things, and I can't remember what any of them are.
Well, they obviously left a big impression on you then.
Ooh, yeah. I tried playing some Halo 2 campaign with another person on co-op online because we had a rotten time playing the Halo campaigns.
Yep.
In terms of like connectivity and stuff.
Was it any better playing with him? Nope. Really?
Nope, not at all. I mean, the lobby system seemed a bit smoother. I actually was able to connect multiple times. But I still kept getting kicked. Well, one of us would always get kicked either as the match loads or as it finishes and moves on to the next level. It was, it was a hot mess.
See, that sounds bad, but now I'm happy that it's not just like my connection that was giving us problems.
No, it was certainly easier to get in the game, but we would be kicked just as often.
Yeah, I've heard they've done a lot of patches to try and fix it, but it's still not there yet.
They launched that beta program for the patches and then immediately pulled it. Like, they were taking sign-ups for it. I think it was either people in the preview program could sign up for this Halo Master Chief Collection beta patch thing.
Yeah, I heard of that.
And then they pulled the idea.
I heard that, the beta program's out for preview members, so I was like, okay, I'll go check it out. And I couldn't find anything on it when I looked for it. So I just thought, I guess I wasn't added to it because I'm in the preview program.
They pulled it. I'm not sure if there's reasons why. I don't remember. It wasn't that long ago they pulled it, but yeah. So that's something. I've been playing Total War Attilla, which just released on the PC, obviously. Which is a weird game. Like, in a sense, it's... So have you ever seen the Total War games? Have you ever played one?
I've seen them. I've never played them.
So it's like this 2-part thing. You've got this turn-based campaign map where you control, kind of like XCOM almost, where you control like your faction and its provinces and stuff, and then you actually play the battles, but the battles are played in real time. So it's one of my favorite game franchises on the PC like ever. I think I've thousands of hours in it.
I did see after I saw Attila came out, I was like, I wonder if Kyle's bought this yet. I looked at it and I just saw like your total playtime for those type of games. I was like, wow.
Yeah, Rome 2, which was the one that came out, I want to say like 18 months ago or something. I have 454 hours in that.
Yeah.
So I've played quite a bit of that. Shogun, I have almost 300 hours, but I think I prefer Shogun. But anyway, Attila is basically the same. It's kind of the same game as 2. It kind of feels like an expansion pack, if you like, to Rome Total War 2. But it kind of mirrors the Barbarian Invasion expansion off the original game, because obviously the original Rome Total War came out, and then I had this Barbarian Invasion, which is basically like all these hordes, like the Huns and stuff, coming down from the steppes, and it's kind of like that, but just again in the in the Rome 2 engine.
Yeah.
So I have mixed feelings about it, because in a sense there's like nothing new here at all. Like there's nothing really new over the last game in the series, and there's nothing new over the game 10 years ago. But I'm really enjoying it. So it's a bizarre feeling.
So it's more.
But I think it's really good.
It's just more of the same, but the original was good anyway.
Well, a lot of people had problems with Rome 2 when it launched, like let's say 2 years ago now, and I didn't really. I enjoyed it then. Obviously, there was a lot of like bugs and crashes and shit, and that was bad. But I enjoyed the gameplay. I enjoyed the new systems they added, and it's changed a lot. They had something like 15 patches and a load of DLC, and it's huge. But then Attila feels a lot more. I haven't read the forums because that shit's poisonous. I don't want to go there. But it feels a lot more balanced, I guess. Like I don't feel like anything's unfair necessarily. I haven't encountered like game-breaking bugs in the middle of sieges like I did in the original Total War 2. So it's definitely better in that sense. It's a lot smoother. There's some frame rate dips on the campaign, but I still get that in Rome 2. So it might just be like my CPU or something.
Yeah.
But there's some really cool, tiny features in here that I really like. Like now, when you're playing, I've only ever played as the Romans as well. I've got 13 hours in this game so far, and I've only played as the Romans, so I can't speak to the Huns factions or whatever. But as the Romans, with your legions, you can now decimate your troops if they get low morale. So if you lose like several battles and your troops are routing quickly every time you go into subsequent battle because your integrity is really low, you can just straight up decimate them.
That's awesome.
Like the Romans would.
Yeah.
Which is it's sick. I don't know. It's so cool. And there's a lot of things like that. Like they've gone back to having like a skill tree unlocks for the like actual trees on screen for things like the generals, whereas like in the last game they didn't. It was kind of like the sketchy UI elements. So they've got marriages are back in there, so you can do political marriages. The family tree's back, which is nice. They've got like seasons in there, which is they introduced in some of the DLC in Rome 2. It's really good, but there's not necessarily a lot of value there if there's nothing there if you didn't like the other games, basically.
Yeah.
But I really think like if you enjoy those games, then it's like a must. So it's making the review really hard to write because I don't know. I need to play more of the Huns or something, but yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. Playing as the Romans on normal difficulty is surprisingly difficult. And normally you get like a couple of turns of like maybe light fighting at the beginning, but in this, like my first turn, I had like lost a city already.
Wow!
I was already getting pounded by barbarians. It was awesome. So all I've played really is defensively. I think all I've done is lost territory. I've had entire settlements burned to the ground, which is really cool. Campaign effect, that's new. So I'm enjoying it, but I don't know how I would play as the Huns because I hate attacking. So it's like, naturally something I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game's cool. I think that's all I've been playing, really. I put in some more time into Peace Walker the other day.
Oh.
I was just hanging around bored.
You still haven't finished Peace Walker?
Fuck no. I'm just like leveling up people now in my base.
How's Kinkajou doing?
He's doing well. He got wounded, but he's okay now.
Does he have PTSD?
No. But that woman with the broken leg or whatever, she's still in the med bay. She's been in there for like 4 months now. It's really weird.
Wow.
The doctors just can't heal her, and if I take her out, then she starts dying. So she's just sitting perpetually in the med bay. I can't remember what her name is, but she's in the story. She's like Chico's BFF or sister or something.
Oh, Amanda.
Oh, but I did play. I booted up my 3DS, which is the first time I've done that since I completed Fire Emblem over the Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
So I downloaded 2 demos of video games, which is the first time I've done that in like 10 years.
Really?
And
What
played
did you download?
Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which is taking the internet by storm. I think it's sold 3 million copies already, which is bizarre because it's a Monster Hunter game, so it's not popular outside of Japan.
I've played a bit of that. When I went, because my 3DS is broken, I went down to Game to see if I could buy a new one. The guy there was like, "Oh no, just wait for the new 3DS. It's going to be the same price." And he brought a show model out for me, and he had Monster Hunter on it. He was like, "Yeah, go ahead and give it a go." And it's not fun a game to play. I played maybe like 5 minutes of it, and I got bored instantly.
Yeah, I really enjoyed parts of it. This is what I've come to believe, is I like bad-looking 3D games with awful control schemes. So Monster Hunter should be perfect for me. In terms of its impenetrable menus and stuff. Like, it's something I enjoy playing. It's like why I enjoy Peace Walker. But, without a Circle Pad Pro, because I'm on the 2DS, so I couldn't even get that if I wanted, it's barely playable. Like, the camera control is so non-existent. Using the touchpad to control my camera is perhaps the worst thing ever.
I was gonna say, the camera control stick on the new 3DS is terrible. Like, I thought it would be kind of like a thumbstick, just a really small one that you kind of pull to the side to turn. No, it's like a trackpad on a laptop.
Yeah, isn't it like literally like one of those Lenovo ThinkPad nub things?
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. Like, the texture on it is terrible.
Yeah, well, let's be honest, like, you're going to get these few games at launch that use it, and then nobody's going to use it again.
Yeah.
Because that's how every Nintendo thing goes.
But the new 3DS also has 2 extra bumpers, kind of like an Xbox or PS4 controller. Kind of like the shoulder pad buttons as well as like the triggers. And I'm sure games will use them. Like, I'm going to have to buy one of these new 3DSs for Pokemon next year, because I don't think a Pokemon's game is coming out this year.
Pokemon Shuffle.
Oh yeah,
it's all the Pokemon you need, bitch.
Yep. Alright.
But what you were saying about shooting is good, because the next game I downloaded was Ironfall. Was it? I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Ironfall. It's like Gears of War, but on the 3DS. That's, It's the storytelling in that game. It's not all that.
Isn't it?
It's like, it looks like something pulled off the PS1 almost. Not in the good way that I appreciate, kind of like, we've sort of painted this helmet texture around the person's head.
Oh.
But whatever, like, it plays like shit again, because, I've got one circle pad, and it's like, tap on the screen to fire. It's fucking garbage. Yeah. And maybe it's good on the new 3DS where you've got your little thumb nub for camera controls, but yeah, it's like it's virtually Gears of War. You do a roadie run, for fuck's sake.
Wow.
Which is bizarre. But I think that's all I've been playing. I'm looking forward to playing The Order on Friday, which will be exciting.
You're looking forward to watching The Order on Friday?
I'm looking forward to playing and watching and reviewing The Order all within 10 hours on Friday. It's going to be my afternoon and evening project. Yeah, so that leaked, the Order gameplay.
Yeah.
Clocking in at about 5 hours.
That's including cutscenes.
Yeah. It's, I don't know how I feel about that, because if I've paid £50 already. That's the full price. I downloaded it. I'm preloading it whenever it happens, but if I have a lot of fun for those 5 to 6 hours, whatever it'll be, then I can't argue with the price. But it seems like a lot to pay, like £10 an hour.
Yeah,
is
it's
extreme.
kind of dumb. Like, I'm sure there was a game a while ago that you played that was really short and you paid full price for it. I can't remember what it was now.
Call of Duty?
No, not Call of Duty. That's a good game. It had a really short campaign as well. I don't remember what it was.
I'm trying to think. I can't think for the life of me what it would be. Thing is, this is only the campaign as well. There's nothing else in this game.
Really? There's no multiplayer?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
No.
Okay, that's pretty bad then.
I don't believe so. I believe it's just a campaign.
See, that's kind of bad that they're charging like $60 for a game that's...
Oh, Infamous. Infamous was like 7 hours.
Was it?
That was a 7-hour campaign, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
But that was open world, so you could in theory do side missions, which I didn't do. And maybe get like 12 hours out of it or something. I think that was about 7 or 8 hours, but...
it's really dumb that they're charging like $60 for a 5-hour game, which includes cutscenes, which is apparently like half of the 5 hours, or roughly half the time.
I haven't watched the playthrough because obviously I don't want it spoiled, but yeah, it is weird. It looks bad, but I'll reserve judgment until I write the review.
Yeah,
but I'm excited about it because it means I don't have to play fuckloads of it to get the review out the door. So that's nice.
But at the same time, you're paying £50 for a super short game, which could very well be bad.
Yeah, that's the problem. If it's bad, then that's bad. If it's really good, though, if every one of those hours, every one of those 5 or 6 or however many hours it ends up being, is like fantastic, then at some point that's like I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I feel that the price will probably come up in the review at some point because, it is a full price tag.
Yeah.
More than I would pay on, twice as much you'd pay on the PC for a game, even at full. So I don't know.
I wonder, when did we start paying more for less? Like, if you think about games like 10 years ago, they were quite big for their time, and that was before DLC was really a thing. So what you bought was what you got,
Somewhere.
And now we're paying like, $60 for a game with inevitable DLC on top of that, which could have been in the base game. It's like, I don't have a problem with DLC. It just seems weird that games seem to be getting shorter and have less content.
Well, I think that works both ways, isn't it? Like, a lot of games are going open world, and I think that gives a lot of people the feeling that, well, you make this open world and like fill it with 30 hours of bullshit, which is what most open world games are, then like maybe that makes up for the part where you only have like 5 hours of story.
Yeah.
That seems like the worst possible game for me. I'd rather have 8 hours of good story.
It's like the Skyrim thing where I put like 150 hours into one character on the Xbox 360. It's like, the Skyrim story is really short when you think about it, because you can just fast travel to the location you need to go, run through the dungeon. And it's really
shit.
Yeah,
like,
but
let's be clear.
The fact that I put 150 hours into this game just messing around doing side quests and just exploring kind of makes up for that.
Yeah, but I did about 30 hours in that game and felt I'd had more than enough exploring.
Really?
Because at the end of the day, it was still like Bethesda jank.
Yeah.
It's still like, oh, well, this door stopped loading and I've lost all my armor. And there's something rolling down the steps forever because the sound of jingling is coming through my speakers. Like,
yeah, I put 150 hours into the 360 version on one character, played like a few hours of other characters on it, and then I finally played on PC and I've got like maybe 30 hours in that.
I think, look at GTA 5, right? I love that game.
Oh,
it's my most played game on the 360.
Game. Yeah.
Which is on the Xbox, sorry. I don't know if that includes Xbox One or not, but just because I spotted it on the rewards page the other day. But it's like my most played game, and I played the single player through. And that, what would you say, that's like 20 hours single player?
Roughly. I don't remember
15?
how much time I've put into it. It's about 20, 30 hours.
Yeah. And like, so much of that thing is just shit. Like, there's a lot of driving, which is fine, because you're getting dialogue. And then there's a lot of like, oh, drive out to this ranch and talk to this dude. And like, get the story or whatever. But like, even as Trevor, like, you'd get the missions that you didn't know whether they were side missions or not, because you have to spend so much time before the next story mission opens.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh, just go out to this motel in the desert and shoot things, like shoot coyotes, or like go to the dock and move like containers for 20 minutes.
See, I kind of like stuff like that. There's by the way, I have Skyrim on PC 70 hours. I just checked. It's like almost half the playtime of the 360. But anyway, I like that in GTA 5 where it's not just go here, shoot, come back. Like, I like the missions where it's like, okay, you're going to go here and take pictures with your phone and then drive back. Or you're going to go here and talk to these people and come back. I kind of like that because it kind of breaks it up. Like, playing through GTA again on the current gen console was really cool because it let me experience it again, and it's so different playing as Michael and Franklin at the start of the game where it's just like, you're going to drive here and do this, or, chase after a boat down a highway as Michael, and as Franklin there's going to be like minor gang fights, and then suddenly you're Trevor and you're just blowing stuff up and killing people. It's such a different change in the gameplay.
Yeah, I just feel there was so much like shit that just padded that thing out. Like, the high moments to me were when you were doing that interrogation scene as Trevor, in the middle of sniping people or identifying the target as Michael. Things like moments like that really stand out, and obviously there's controversy around the interrogation. But moments like that, moments like when you're driving that as Trevor, you're driving the bike along the railway and you have to hop on top of the train. Like moments like that are super cool. Or when you're like landing a plane inside another plane mid-air.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that's super cool. But then you have all these other things. It's like, as Franklin, you're now going to go and have to see Lamar and get this dog and chase this guy across the train tracks for 10 minutes.
The thing is, if the game was shorter and it was just those high moments, the high moments wouldn't be as memorable because it would just be, constant. You remember the high moments because there was so much bullshit and boring stuff in between it.
Yeah, but I don't want to play that. I don't want to play the low moments. Like, it was only fun then because, like, I don't know. I think I didn't even buy it at launch. I waited a couple of days. And then when I heard about GTA Online coming, because that was like a week later or 2 weeks later or something, that's when I bought it, was for GTA Online.
Yeah.
Which I played the entire story through, and I thought it was good, but... I mean, look at COD, right? COD is 7 hours of explosive bullshit happening. And yet, I come away from Advanced Warfare, and it's like, almost to my game of the year. Almost. Yeah. And that's mostly off the campaign. I think the multiplayer's great, but like, the fucking campaign was so cool. And all that is high moments. There's no low moments in that campaign. There's like quieter moments, like Detroit or something, but...
Yeah, I guess.
Detroit was such a different thing than when you were in the training camp at the start, doing the insurgency into the building or whatever.
Yeah, but those are two very different games, Call of Duty and GTA 5. Like, because GTA 5, could you imagine an open world Call of Duty? It wouldn't be good.
I could imagine. I don't know. I think you could do that. I think you'd have to make it third person though, because why would you play an open world game in first person?
I guess, but we're just eventually going to start talking about. We're going to turn this game into Metal Gear, Phantom Pain.
We're going to turn this game into The Division from Ubisoft. It will be your game of the year. God damn it!
I'm not. Even
Got to have something that sells.
I'm not even going to play that.
I shouldn't. Assassin's Creed's selling great, which I'm really happy about, as you can tell.
How is Black Flag doing on the UK charts, Kyle?
It was fucking up there like a year later. I don't know where it is now, but...
We had to have our daily GTA 5... Oh, not GTA 5. Assassin's Creed Black
Assassin's
Flag.
Creed.
Yep.
A weekly check-in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still up there. I mean, Unity's not up there anymore, but Black Flag is.
I almost bought Unity and I realised, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, good. That's like me and the 2K15 thing.
Yeah. Oh, I almost bought 2K15 as well when I saw it was like £20.
Yeah, it's... I resisted under the temptation. I thought I might spend that £20 on a new game coming out, like Homeworld or something, that I wouldn't buy otherwise.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But do you want to move on to a little bit of news?
I was about to say, do you want to move on to the Molyneux thing?
I want to leave... Oh, fine, let's just get this... Let's get this out of the way. Let's lance the wound, as they say.
The question before we begin, who the hell's Peter Molyneux?
Peter Molyneux.
I'm joking, by the way.
Who is Peter Molyneux? That's a good question. He's a man of many faces.
What
Most
if...
of them are false.
Can you imagine a game where you are a fly on the wall and every blink you wake up in a different room?
What if you planted this acorn and it grew into a tree, but it's your tree? And you leave your mark on this tree, and then your kids see this mark in their child. Fucking... That's literally a pitch he had for like Fable 1 or something. Oh, god damn it. It's This has been on... This was like a week in the making before it really hit the high point at the end. Like, I think at first you heard about a lot of people leaving 22 Cans. I think that's how it began. Or there was like some anonymous leaks from within 22 Cans. That's his development company.
See, I didn't hear anything about this until you mentioned it to me. And I read the Eurogamer post.
Yeah, well, so what happened was, like, one of the guys, Conrad somebody, I can't remember his name, he's one of the designers at 22 Cans, and he was saying how he doesn't think that they'd be able to fulfill, like, they wouldn't be able to make the game do what it was meant to do, basically, on the Kickstarter. Yeah. This is all Kickstarter funded. And he didn't think they'd be able to fill some of the backer rewards. And then from that, as I gathered it then came out that... So do you remember the app Curiosity?
I do,
that
yes.
was also 22 Cans.
Yep.
where you would tap on cubes, and whoever hit the center cube last would have a life-changing secret.
Yeah.
That was the whole idea. And that turned out that you were going to be in Goddess. That was like it.
Yeah.
That was
Did you watch the reveal video that Peter Molyneux made for the person who?
No, I didn't.
It's super strange. He's just like in this bright white room talking about how they're going to make your future.
Oh fuck yes, I've seen it, but out of context. Not. I've seen photoshops of that image of him in that room. Now it makes way more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I think you get part of the money from it or something, the profits when the game launches.
Yeah.
But basically, Brian Henderson's the guy's name who won, and he hasn't heard anything from them since then. So it was like this perfect storm of just like a week of bullshit about Goddess was coming out.
Yeah.
And like Peter Molyneux's making this game called Trials on the side, or something, or maybe Trails. I don't know. But he's making this other thing, and like Goddess is still a burning mess. And I think originally Goddess was meant to be delivered in 7 months after the funding of Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And it's now like it's either 2 or 3 years later.
Oh wow.
And it's still a burning mess. And I think they've had to either take the multiplayer offline or like do something with it because they had to move server infrastructure. Basically, it really got interesting and juicy, I guess, when Rock Paper Shotgun's John Walker interviewed him for about an hour and a half. And that entire interview was posted in as a transcript on the Rock Paper Shotgun site. And it was titled, Peter Molyneux interview, I haven't got a reputation in this industry anymore. So, it's well worth a read. Yeah. It'll take you a while, though. And basically, I don't know how long it is. It's like, you can scroll for a long time going down this thing. But it's super interesting. Like, the first question John Walker asks is, do you think you're a pathological liar? It's like, the tone is set from then on.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't take any shit from Molyneux.
Wow.
Basically. And, people have come out saying that he was too harsh. Whereas I very much fall on the side of, Peter Molyneux has literally lied about these games for years.
Yeah. Like,
back from, like, when he was making Black and White and stuff, like, he just promises features and stuff that, he can't possibly deliver. It's got to the point now where you know that.
Yeah.
But the difference this time is it's like backers' money, isn't it? And there's no accountability in Kickstarter. I could do a Kickstarter and take away money and not do anything.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because it's basically a donation. And so, like, this entire interview is about this guy asking, like, why have you not done this? And what are you going to do? How are you going to make this up to people? Are you going to fulfill these backers' requests or whatever? And, he doesn't take any shit. He's not, like, being jovial about it. And a lot of people didn't like that because it's, not a pleasant thing to read.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting. It's a riveting read. I would recommend, if nothing else, going and listen to Jim Sterling's Jimquisition on the matter. It's quite amusing. Cuts right to the point in about 10 minutes, so... Yeah, it's really interesting. How do you feel about Kickstarter?
I don't care about Kickstarter.
But how do you feel about Kickstarter just not fulfilling anything and like taking years off this game they were meant to have produced?
I think Kickstarter should do something to make sure that something comes out of what people back, but at the end of the day, people who put money into something know the risks that something may not ever happen with this money.
Yeah. I've backed 3 Kickstarters. No. Yes, I've backed 3 Kickstarters. All our games. None of them have come out yet. One never made it through funding, so I got my money back or whatever.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting when they come out, if they are anything like... I have no expectations for any of them, and I was fine throwing the money at them, because like one of them was the Harmonix Amplitude remake, or reimagining, I guess, on the PlayStation. Yeah. I've never played the old game, so I just think it looks cool. Like this rhythm game when you're kind of racing around this it's cool. So like I expect that'll come out because it's Harmonix, Yeah. They're a well-established developer, but there's always a risk. So it's it's interesting. Interesting dilemma. It's interesting to see people come out and defend this man after he's like literally lied about another game again.
Yeah, but this is
he's just not fulfilling.
This is like, to me, this is like Gamergate, where I just don't care about what's happening. I just kind of ignore it. But that's all I've read online for the past couple of days.
Right. He literally said in about 3 interviews that this was going to be his last time interviewing with the press. And then he went and did another interview and said the same thing again. It's like, you're even lying between these interviews. Like, what are you even saying?
Yeah.
There's part in that Rock Paper Shotgun interview where he's like, oh, we've got all these people working on the game, and he's like lists like 8 people or something. And then he's like, oh, we've got this new guy from France. Oh, I can't remember his name or anything. So at some point you just start feeling sorry for Peter Molyneux, which is probably what he wants. Just because, like, you know, I don't know. You never know how much of that's an act, because, you know, and how much of it's like him genuinely being, you know, flustered or overworked or whatever. But it's weird. Go read that interview. It's riveting.
Do you want to move on to news?
Yeah, BioWare cancelled Shadow Realms.
What's Shadow Realms?
4v1 PvP PC game thing.
Evolve.
Basically, yes. They saw Evolve and they were like, fuck this.
Yeah.
All these skins are going to waste.
Yep.
No, it was weird. I think the idea was... I don't know if it was like Evolve, where you just have one person stronger, or if it was more like, you know, Fable Legends, where you have like a DM almost, that can spawn enemies into the match.
Yeah.
But that's been cancelled anyway. Didn't really know much about it. Which is... it's the Austin studio that was working on that, which is also the Old Republic studio. So I think they said that they were just going to move back onto the Old Republic, which is exciting, as a person who subscribes to the Old Republic still. So that could be cool. Although I still haven't played the last expansion through, which is one of my ongoing guilts. SOE was acquired.
What?
SOE, Sony Online Entertainment.
Oh, yeah, that was my news that I was trying to think of. Microsoft bought SOE.
Yes, that's what happened completely. Yep.
They
bought Sony, basically, so now you've got Microsoft Bravias hitting the market.
They want
Best
to
3D
cash
TVs.
in on that H1Z1 fame.
Oh, God. So, yeah, right. A company called Columbus Nova bought the Sony Online Entertainment arm of Sony, which I have no... You know, that's like the people who make PlanetSide, EverQuest, H1Z1.
But isn't that company owned by Microsoft?
No, I don't think so.
Isn't it? I've read somewhere that Microsoft somehow own SOE now. Or a division
They are
of Microsoft.
publishing Xbox One games.
Oh, that's
That is
probably
what
what
they
it
wanted
was
to do.
then. Yeah, they're going to put out Xbox One games. They've got a new company name, haven't they, for SOE now?
Daybreak Game Company,
Yeah, there you go.
which is perhaps the dumbest name.
I knew there was some relation to Xbox in there, but for some reason I thought that some Microsoft company now owned it.
Yeah, well, the second part of the story is that they've just laid off a lot of people across the H1Z1 studios and also EverQuest Next.
Good, because both of those games are terrible.
Well, EverQuest Next is obviously not out. But the Landmark is, which was the part where you make things to go in EverQuest Next. Like some weird voxel. I paid for this. I've played about an hour of that Landmark game, in which I got this like 5x5 meter grid where I could hollow out bits of stone. It was weird, but
Minecraft.
it's meant to be really ambitious next. Kind of, only with voxels. So it's like
Cube
you've
Worlds.
seen like it's kind of like 3D environment, and you like take chunks out. And it can be like round chunks or it's whatever. I don't give a fuck about that game. It's a wasted £20 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
It's not even a game at this point. But, yeah. Also, speaking of layoffs, EA has laid off a number of employees in one of the Montreal studios, but it is not the BioWare Montreal. They are unaffected, which is good.
Yep.
Because I think they're the ones working on... Is it Montreal or Edmonton that's working on the next Mass Effect?
I don't know. I don't have any
think it was
news or any information here.
I don't know, but they've laid off some people, so bummer. Again, I guess. I think it might have been EA Mobile employees.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because like EA Mobile's huge, I think. But, yeah, bummer layoffs. But interestingly, this was come out as around their earnings reports for the winter quarter or whatever. And it looks like there's about 30 million EA said 30 million consoles, current gen consoles now on the market. Ubisoft said 28 million. So it's clearly somewhere between the two is how many consoles of this generation there are on the market, which seems like quite a big number.
Yeah.
I think about 18.5 million of them are PS4s, judging by the October sales numbers, but The PS4 did sell over 6 million in the third quarter.
Oh, I was going to say,
quite a bit higher now.
Have you seen the sales numbers for the new 3DS? It's doing pretty well.
No, I haven't.
It's outselling the... Well, as not surprised, it's outselling the 3DS XL, but still not by much, so people are still buying the 3DS XLs.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just like, companies like Amazon or whatever are just selling the 3DS XLs out cheaper.
Probably,
just clear stock.
Yeah.
Shelf space or whatever.
Probably, yeah. I've seen that the Xbox One sales numbers are still going up, which is good.
Yeah, I think, we had the Nintendo ones a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? Yeah, so that was your finance minute.
Yep.
I guess. My favourite one. I always keep up with this stuff and I never go deep enough to actually learn what it means. Because I feel like I read every time I go on like A-List Daily or GameIndustry.biz or something, and there's always an analyst saying about how the industry's dead or dying, and in 6 months' time there's going to be no more software sales. Because you look at the NPD numbers, which are physical hardware in like 3 companies in America. Like I don't even think Walmart's on there or anything. Yeah. And the call center numbers are decreasing because downloads faster.
Yeah, the only financial news news I know is cash tags on Twitter, and it's very rarely that I look at them, but they're really cool. Everybody should start using cash tags.
I guess this is kind of finance related. The Zelda TV series supposedly didn't work at Netflix. How do you feel about that?
I don't care about Zelda. Don't care about whatever show they produce. Don't subscribe to Netflix. All I need is the WWE Network for $9.99.
Oh, God damn it. Who do you work for here? Is it our website or is it
I'm
WWE?
Vince McMahon, damn it. Achoo.
Oh, did you see? He was on the cover of like a Muscle magazine or something.
I saw.
God, I thought his veins were going to explode on my screen.
The fucking Photoshop job on that. It's terrible.
Yeah. It's, oof. He literally made me feel like I don't know. Very skinny, let's just say. Very skinny.
He made you feel like a damn millennial.
Yeah. Haven't got to work for anything. But, do we have any other news? Any other news?
No, I told you I don't have any news. All I have is the attack helicopter post, and that's it.
They announced some new ships for Fractured Space. You know that cool ship game I played with you?
Oh, yeah.
A while back.
I really liked that video. It was really cool.
Oh, it's so cool. I think they announced one, I can't remember. And just scrolling down my Twitter feed now, they are saying it won't be long till you get the Brawler ship, which looks like there's something out of... Sky One, right? As a kid, there was this TV show about, like, space truckers. Like, literally in a big freight spaceships. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, God, I can't remember what it's called, but it was, like, hugely cool as a kid, and it basically looks like one of them. Like, this big, bulky mass to the front of it.
Really?
Which is cool. Yeah, it looks exciting. I think they announced that the... I don't know if they announced, but it sounds like the next Destiny expansion is going to be like April or May.
Oh, looking forward to that.
Which seems super late, because originally I feel they had February date on it. Estimated date. You know, like deliver one expansion in December and the other one in February. I could be wrong, but I'm sure that was the date I had in my head.
Yeah.
So that's been pushed back a little bit, which could be good. I guess. Or certainly better than the last one.
I'm going to enjoy the week of content we produce and you force me to do.
Oh, I can't wait. Week of Destiny content. It's dead easy. It's like free content, free money. Printing that shit.
I don't know if it's going to be as bad as the last one where we...
Oh god, some of those were off the rails, let's just say.
Everybody should go back and watch them.
There is a tag on the site. I kept the page. I think it might be under features. If you go features, nope. If you go videos, there you go. Destiny Dark Below Content Hub. Catch up on all that juicy good stuff.
Yeah, everyone should also go check out my first video that I've made. It's great.
Ooh, yeah. It's good. I'm heavily represented in a weird way. Fucking Kairi Senpai. But yeah, I think that'll do us, will it? Unless you have anything else?
I guess so, yeah. I think that's...
We've been going like an hour.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be quick.
Have fun editing this one.
I'm going to edit it while flying over the oil fields, because I'm an attack helicopter.
No, God, I wonder where you're going to go with that. I didn't know where you're going.
Check your vehicle privilege.
absolutely. Oh, we're having a sexy revamp of some of the video content on the site. I think we should call out.
Oh yeah,
our new style.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be pervading all content from now on. Should look pretty nice. And we might have a special guest in some up and coming content, mightn't we?
I was going to ask if you wanted to talk about that.
We'll see how it goes, but I'm feeling hopeful. So yeah, we might have some another voice, at least for some stuff.
Can we say that on Wednesday, the 18th of February 2015, there will be a review from this new person? And if not, then I've just called him out on not posting it.
I will allegedly, in 1 hour and 2 minutes' time, have received a review of some form. I have been promised. So I'm hugely excited about that.
Yep. About
the changes to the site. And we've got some cool content coming up. You're going to continue to play every graphic novel?
Am I? I did just buy the Humble Bundle graphic novel sale.
Damn right. I want to see you do Hatterful Boyfriend.
Oh, can I do
from the beginning to the end?
Can I do Hatterful Boyfriend, but every line of text I just go, coo.
Yeah, make coo noises.
Yeah.
Is there dead bird? Like, do birds get injured? Is it like a drama?
I don't know. I've never played it.
Well, I can't wait to discover it with you when you start releasing your Let's Play of Hatterful Boyfriend. It's going to be exciting.
Can I make these into a series, and can I change the thumbnails and all the videos to be bright pink?
No, because we chose this design to avoid this problem.
But
God damn it, not even a day, not even like an hour well, I guess it was like 12 hours later, you're like, I want to change the colour of this. I'm like, fuck you.
It would just be these series of videos that are pink.
No, that's not how it works. It's not how it works. You have a title field, use the title field. You update the thumbnail on the other video if you want, but no colours. This is an interesting behind the scenes of how we do diplomacy behind the website.
Kyle gets everything he wants and I just agree.
You fucking agreed on the scheme, you're going to stick to it. That's how this thing goes. But
I think that's it.
Yeah, you're going to play all the graphic novels. I'm going to have some weird, almost fan fiction-like thing about Attila Total War. So look for that. That'll be up before this podcast. Well, some of it will.
Now, when you say fan fiction, I think about like Attila laying you down on his mat in his cabin.
Absolutely, it's going to be. Is Attila the home the guy that died of a blood clot on his wedding day? Because that would be awkward.
Maybe I don't know.
His nose is going to be bleeding everywhere after this thing. It's going to be great. But yeah, exciting times. I'm thrilled.
Should be.
So adios.
Yep. Ciao.